Bobby Womack, the Survivor's song. Some people are born into music, but Bobby Womack, he was born of music. March 4th, 1944, east side of Cleveland, Ohio, in a little house where money was tight, but the sound of gospel hymns filled the air. Bobby was the third of five boys. His parents, Friendly Sr. and Naomi, didn't just encourage music, they demanded it. Church on Sunday wasn't a choice, and when the Womacks sang, you felt it. Bobby's first guitar wasn't from a store, not even secondhand. It was a broomstick strung with rubber bands until his father finally caved and got him the real thing. From that moment on, Bobby barely put it down. By his teens, Bobby and his brothers, Friendly Jr., Curtis, Harry, and Cecil, were traveling the gospel circuit as the Womack brothers. They had that tight harmony only siblings can pull off, and then came the moment that changed everything. One night, a man named Sam Cooke was in the audience. Yes, that Sam Cooke, the king of soul himself. Cooke saw Bobby's spark instantly and signed the group to his SR Records label. Under Cooke's wing, they moved from gospel to secular music, becoming the Valentinos. Their early singles, like Looking for a Love, caught the ear of radio DJs and even the Rolling Stones, who would later cover the song and make it their first U.S. hit. But in December 1964, tragedy struck. Sam Cooke was shot and killed in Los Angeles. The music world was in shock. Bobby was only 20 years old. 3 months later, he made a decision that would haunt him for decades. He married Cooke's widow, Barbara Campbell, who was 10 years older. Fans were furious. Cooke's brothers, even more so. One of them physically attacked Bobby over it. And here's the thing, there are no known wedding photos of the two. In fact, the only public image we have of them together is a Jet magazine photo taken during their marriage. That's it. That scarcity has kept their story wrapped in mystery, even as gossip swirled. But the drama didn't end there. In 1970, Barbara discovered Bobby was having an affair with her 17-year-old daughter, Linda. In a rage, she shot at him, grazing his head. The marriage collapsed soon after, and Bobby's reputation took a hit that would follow him for years. While his personal life made headlines, Bobby's work behind the scenes was shaping the sound of soul and rock. His guitar was everywhere. That Rolling Stones version of It's All Over Now, Bobby played it first. He was a go-to session player for Aretha Franklin, Wilson Pickett, Joe Tex, and his songwriting chops were just as sharp. He penned I'm in Love and I've Come to Love You for Pickett, and his music would later be recorded by everyone from Janis Joplin to Jodeci. By the early 70s, Bobby was ready for the spotlight again. His albums Communication and Understanding delivered hits like That's the Way I Feel About Cha and Harry Hippie. Harry Hippie was especially personal, written about his brother Harry, the free spirit of the family. Tragically, in 1974, Harry was stabbed to death by his girlfriend during a jealous rage at Bobby's home. And if you've seen the Understanding album cover, you've seen Bobby sitting with a young child on his lap. That's his son, Vincent, a joyful moment frozen in time. But in 1986, Vincent would take his own life. That album cover went from a proud family photo to a bittersweet reminder of everything Bobby had lost. The death of his infant son, Truth Bobby, in 1978 had already devastated him. Struggling with cocaine addiction, he fell deeper, mixing drugs with alcohol, marijuana, and pills. Some binges lasted days, and yet, no matter how low he got, when Bobby stepped on stage, he delivered that grit in his voice. That was life experience poured into every note. In 1981, Bobby made a roaring comeback with The Poet. It topped the R&B charts and gave us If You Think You're Lonely Now, a song that still stops people in their tracks. Then came The Poet 2 in 1984, with duets alongside Patti LaBelle. More hits, more critical acclaim. Bobby was back in the game, collaborating with legends like Smokey Robinson, Ronald Isley, and even bridging into younger acts like Jodeci in the 90s. Bobby's influence was undeniable. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in 2009. Lifetime Achievement honors from BET and Soul Train. Collaborations with Rod Stewart, Ronald Isley, Keith Richards, and Charlie Watts. He was the rare artist who could trade licks with a blues man, harmonize with a gospel choir, and groove with a funk band, all in the same night. By 2010, Bobby had faced down pneumonia, colon cancer, diabetes, and early Alzheimer's. Most people would have hung it up, not Bobby. With Damon Albarn of Gorillaz fame, he recorded The Bravest Man in the Universe in 2012, a bold, modern album that proved his voice still had the power to cut through. Critics loved it, and a whole new generation discovered him. Bobby Womack passed away on June 27th, 2014, at 70 years old. In his lifetime, he was a gospel prodigy, a scandal magnet, a hit songwriter, a guitar hero, and a survivor. His songs have been covered or sampled by Rod Stewart, Mariah Carey, Kendrick Lamar, and countless others. His story, it's one of triumph and tragedy, of mistakes and redemption. From the church pews of Cleveland to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Bobby Womack lived a life too big for one man and left a soundtrack that's impossible to forget. Bobby once said, "You gotta live to really sing." And if you listen close, you can hear his whole life in that voice: the love, the loss, the fight, and the faith. Bobby Womack didn't just sing soul music, he was soul music.